Good afternoon, Brantley.
Hey Morgan, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Doing all right, doing all right.
Well, wanted to sit down with you and discuss probably your favorite topic, managed IT services.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me what are managed IT services?
Yeah. Great question. So RJ Young's Managed IT Services, if you really look at it, it's like acting as an internal IT department for our customers. So it kind of gives you the idea, and not to be too marketing speak, but it's like having enterprise IT support, but for SMB organizations.
Okay. Is there a typical size that we work with when it comes to managed IT services?
Yeah, we work with a number of different companies in different capacities, but in terms of kind of just normal managed IT offering, we're generally working with organizations that have between 50 to 200 employees. The idea is that those size organizations, they probably have some IT pain, they're big enough to it's not all just plug and play, but also maybe not big enough to have a full IT department.
What are the key components of managed IT services?
Yeah, so we kind of have a fourfold kind of approach to this. There's planning, right? So kind of a lot of times those size organizations, right, between 50 to 200 employees, they don't have anybody really generally sitting down and thinking about like technology-wise, like where are we going and what do we need to do to get there, or even kind of reevaluating like, hey, what do we have in place for our security posture, right? And what's out there. So the planning is critical, because what we often find is that it's kind of neglected, right? As long as computers are functional, sometimes organizations just sit there. When in reality, you do that for a couple of years, you find yourself really behind and really kind of in a weak security posture and an efficiency stance, right? Like there could be quicker and easier ways of getting things done than what you're doing if you haven't changed anything for a few years. So planning's critical. Supporting is kind of the second big element to it, and that goes through generally our help desk. We have our own help desk, so employees in the Southeast, folks that we hire and our team members, they're supporting our customers. So the idea behind the support is to give you, again, an enterprise level kind of help desk support, but at a SMB level approach. Then there's the security stance side of it, so protect. And there's all kinds of tools out there today that allow you to go way beyond just your basic antivirus, right? Like there's these smart security ecosystems that exist and that are not out of reach anymore cost-wise, right? So enterprise level firewalls and antivirus along with managed threat detection and response. And then the last is kind of recover. And so if a disaster did happen, what would your response be? What things do you have in place to protect? Like how would your business get back up and running as quickly as possible? So those are kind of the four broad overall things that we look at when we're kind of saying like, hey, how do we approach our customers and our partners there? How do we make sure that they're taken care of?
So you mentioned support and you mentioned team members of our own that would work with our customers. Can you tell me more about the relationship, like how that would work?
So
on a daily basis?
So the accounts that are managed kind of start to finish for us. So a full managed IT customer is going to have a technical account manager. So it's interesting because they're not necessarily the day-to-day contact, right? Because we have our help desk, we have our team of engineers, and have our team, our field techs, and then our service desk folks. But then you also have this technical account manager, and they're kind of off to the side. And this person is helping partner with you in terms of kind of understand your business a little bit better, kind of where does RJ Young's Managed IT fit in the overall ecosystem for you, right? Where are you trying to go? Where are your business goals? Are we opening new offices? Are we downsizing? Are we looking at shifting software platforms? And they can help with all of that. It's also nice because these account managers kind of give you kind of an interesting independent party, right? Because they're not actually doing the support, but they can help coordinate the different elements to help for projects, help with changes inside of the network or any kind of IT infrastructure overhaul. So that is really, we try to make the IT support as like human as possible. And we do that a lot by having it all in-house, but also assigning these technical account managers helps with that, and it helps deepen the relationship over the long term with the customers.
So I'm sure there's a lot of managed IT service providers out there. So why would someone want to work with RJ Young over another provider?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's interesting because there's all kinds of ways to get IT support, right? Like there's folks that, like the office manager just does it, and there's folks that have a break-fix IT partner. And then you kind of step into the managed IT space, and while there are definitely tools that we all share or similar tools that are used, I'd say one thing that makes us really unique is that we're doing all this support in-house, meaning that You know, if you've worked with RJ Young before in any other space, the copier side of the house, any of our other specialties, you kind of know that we really try to be people forward. And I would say that is what makes our managed IT approach different as well. We try to, you know, if we answer the phone, we have a human voice. Oftentimes I'll have the same twang that you have if you're in the Southeast. So just try to make it human, relatable, and reliable as well, because it's all that to say it's not a bunch of all shucks, you know, I tried to fix your computer and I couldn't. It's combining this human element with a level of engineering and expertise that you would expect from an organization of our size.